advice really comes from me. I just read a lot, so it's everybody else's advice. I'm just passing it on. I can't really take the credit. So the first test, July 15th. If you're working or fishing, you're out on the ocean, or you're in Afghanistan at that time, we can arrange a different time for you to take the test. Anyway, I think we also might need a note taker. I'm not sure, haven't been formally asked to do that. But if people need a separate or longer time to take the test, we can make those arrangements too. So, and the second exam is July 24th, and then the final I'll have posted, and in fact, so it's actually already there. So you can actually already look at the final and finish that. So, typical day, meet at 9:15 and take one break roughly around the middle of the class, and then go to 11:15 each day. If you want to bring devices, you're welcome to do that. If you want cell phones, Game Boys, I don't know, whatever devices there are out there, you can bring them. I feel it's my obligation to entertain you. So if I'm not doing a good job keeping you interested, and Atari is more interesting than me, that serves me right. Just try to make sure that your devices are not irritating the heck out of your neighbors, so that they can concentrate if they want to. I think it's also cool if you have like your internet devices that you can use to double check the crazy things I say. So like if you're on the internet while I'm saying something like you're much better off as a male marrying and staying married, etc. You might be on the internet with a Google resource saying, no, that's not true if, or whatever. That's cool. I don't want to deliver bad information. I have done that. Taught something for like 10 years, and then on the 11th year find out, oh, that's wrong. Boy, I hate that. Because how do you get in touch with all of those people and let them know that you gave them wrong information? Oh, the sun really does go around the earth. Sorry. So what is logic? If you go into the bookstore and you look at the logic shelf, most of the things you find there are for flight. So that, if you're bored on an airplane and you want to do puzzles and things of that sort, that's what you could go find. But that's not really what we're going to be looking at. That is certainly a subset of how logic works and so on. But so logic is the science and art which so directs the mind. This is Roman Catholic, so that's why it has such effete language. In fact, you can tell it's translated from the Latin or Italian. Logic is the science and art which so directs the mind in the process of reasoning and subsidiary processes as to enable it to attain clearness, consistency, and validity in those processes. The aim of logic is to secure clearness in the definition and arrangement of our ideas and other mental images, consistency in our judgments, and validity in our processes of inference. I love the idea that logos literally comes from the Greek. Probably the most popular text is John, where it begins, in the beginning, the logos, or is translated usually as word. So the fourth gospel, if you're familiar with the New Testament, argues that the beginning of everything was logic. That's really a very Greek philosophical point of view. So I'm definitely on the side of those that argue that Christianity was a result of tradition merging with Greek tradition. But so logos means what? The word. If we think of the text, and the beginning was the word. What on earth do they mean was the word? Poof, or what word? Genesis, Genesis. What word is the beginning there? Or do they mean reason? In other words, the philosophical point of view that says the very beginning of all things was essentially order. Some kind of algorithm, some kind of mathematical formula that structured the way the universe actually blossomed. If we look at contemporary scientists like Brian Greene, if you're familiar with him, he's on TV a lot. He argues in one of his videos, I think it's in his newest book, that the hidden universe, I think, that we live in an exceptional universe in a multiverse. And all the other possible universes that are out there, essentially, would not have supported life as we know it. If there was just one little bit of difference in the way energy related to, say, black energy or dark matter or whatever, that the universe could not have formed the stars, couldn't have formed the galaxies, couldn't have formed the atmosphere, etc., and the organic bodies that we have that enable life to be the way we expect. So in a sense, this is the only possible universe that could have given us this kind of living environment and so on. And so it's absolutely unique. Of all the possible multiverses that are out there, this is the one where life as we know it could exist. And so the logic of this universe is essentially what made this all possible. Right? So that seems to be a persistent way of thinking about the beginning of the universe. There's something that ordered this universe to be the way it is, and it goes all the way back. And I think that's traditional with virtually any of the early creation stories.
I just started reading a book about the same exact thing, like in 1583.
Is that Swerve?
Heresy.
Heresy? Heretic means to think for yourself. There's a wonderful book I read years ago by Peter Berger, who's a sociologist. Looks like Kojak. I don't know if I'm familiar with Kojak. He doesn't do the taffy thing, though. But Peter Berger, in his book, The Heretical Imperative, argues that growing up American, culturally, we have to think of ourselves, we have to be heretics. It's traditionally, the church told you what was true and you agreed with it. There was no, well, I accept it. No, none of that. But as a member of the United States, you get to fill out your questionnaire for the government saying, what's your religious preference? We still do that?
Yeah.
What's your religious preference? What's your racial preference? Other. You get to, what's your religious preference? And you have to have a religious preference. You could always say none or something, but that's still a preference. So you're condemned to be a heretic. You have to think for yourself.